Hello and welcome to my demo for my Comp 4004 assignment number 1, the Yahtzee game. My name is Muhammad Nadaf. My student number is 1010549551. The GitHub URL is github.com/monadaf/Yahtzee game. And to show you my collaborators, I have the two TAs and the professor. Next, I will go through the commit history and show you that a TDD approach has been followed. So initially, when I was first working on implementing the game logic, that's what I first started on when I was working on the project, and then I added the networking portion at the end. So you can see that a TDD approach is followed where a test commit is first added, then a implementation commit is added, then a refactor commit is added, and etc. And it goes on. So we have a test, an implementation, a test, another test, and then the implementation for those tests. Refactor. A refactor can or cannot be present for a TDD approach. You have the choice of refactoring or not. It's when necessary, basically. So we have test, implement, test, implement, test, implement. And this goes on and on. Test, implement, refactor, test, implement, refactor, test, implement, refactor, all the way until we reach the networking portion, because there is no testing required for the networking portion of the assignment. So without further ado, let's begin. I'm gonna follow the README instructions to clone the repository, and I'm gonna clone the repository into this folder, Comp 4004 Assignment 1 Demo, and it's empty. So I have 4 Git Bash terminals opened up. These 3 are for the clients. This is for the server. So in the same directory, Comp 4004 Assignment 1 Demo, we're gonna clone, just to show you that there's nothing here. We're gonna clone our repo. After cloning the repo, we're going to go to the project directory where the pom.xml file is located. So we're going to run a Maven build, Maven package. And then the Maven build will show us the number of tests there are. So it ran 42, none failed, therefore all 42 passed. And we can double check this by opening up Eclipse and running the tests there to see a nice green build. Okay. Just gonna open a file from file system directory. Okay, so we've opened it up. It's a game tests. So these are all the tests. If we run this package, which has all the tests, we should see 42 tests ran, 42 succeeded. Nice green bar. Everything has passed. So for any categories that I was not able to score when playing the game, I will come back and speak to how I have implemented it by showing you the JUnit tests for that specific category scoring. Okay, so now that we're done with this, let's open up, let's start up the project. So for each of the clients, so the server right now is in the project directory. So for each of the clients, we're just gonna have to go to the project directory, which is here. Okay. Here. Okay. And then we're just gonna run the following command to run the server. We're gonna be running the server on port 5678. So we're running it. It's waiting. The game engine has started, waiting for players to join. So player 1, gonna run the client command. So for player number 1, it's gonna be this. We're running it on localhost and the same port that the server is running on. So that's player number 1, player number 2, player number 3. Player 1, player 3 is here. Okay, so this is actually player 3. I'm just gonna swap player number 1 and 2. So make it like this. Okay. Player 1, 2, 3. Okay. So starting player 3, let's name him Bob. And let me show you the server to show. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Server. Okay. So Bob has entered the game. Then player number 2, John has entered the game. And then let's name myself Mo as player number 1. Mo has started the game. And then they're all waiting on Mo to start the game before the game commences. And the game is starting. Okay, so for player number one, I'm gonna try to focus on scoring a high score for the upper section so we can get an upper section bonus. And other two players, I will focus on scoring lower sections so I can cover like a vast majority of the categories. So we got 2 2s and 2 4s. Let's keep the 4s. Okay, so before scoring into any categories, I'm just gonna show you that you're able to reroll the dice once, you're able to reroll the dice twice, a maximum of 2 times. And let's do that first. So I'm gonna reroll once for player one. I'm gonna keep dice at position. Let's keep the 4, so position 2 and 4. Okay, we just got another 4, so I'm gonna keep position 2, 3, 2, 4, and 5. So for this player, he's rerolled twice now, okay? After this reroll, he should no longer be able to reroll, and he should be asked to score in a specific category. Okay, so we got 3 4s. I'm gonna score that in the 4s category. So 3 4s, 4, 8, 12. Perfect, as expected. Player number 2, he just got 2 5s and 2 6s. So I'm just gonna actually, we might have to reroll twice because we can get a possible full house from this if we keep the first 4 dice. Okay, no need to reroll this. So from our first reroll, we can see we got 3 6s and 2 5s. That's a full house. So we can score this in category 9, full house, for 25 points. Okay, so let's score that in category 9. This is after 1 roll. So now we covered 2 rolls, 1 roll. And we see that he got 25 points. Now player number 3. He got 2 3 5 6. If we changed this 5 to possibly get a 4, we can get a large straight. Now, let me show you some error trapping that there is. So if the user tries to enter anything that's invalid, it'll ask him to enter something that is expected. So if he enters like 10, it's going to be like 1 2 3. So let's keep dice at position 1 2 4 5. 1 2 4 and 5. Okay, this is 1 2 3. One. Okay, we still want to keep the first 4. 1 2 3 5 6. Oh, this is nothing. Okay. Yeah, this is nothing. Okay, so we can score this in chance. Chance is just going to be the sum of all the dice. So 6 plus 2 plus 1, that's 9. Plus 3 is 12. Plus 5 is 17. So chance should give us 17. 17. Okay. Player number 1. So player 1 originally scored in the 4s category. Let's keep the 6s because there's 2 6s. So that's dice at position 2 and 4. Nice. Let's keep the dice at position 2, 3, and 4. Wow, 4 6s. We're definitely scoring this in the 6s category. But before I score in the 6s category, if I attempt to score in the 4s category, which is already scored in, it's going to say, please enter, you've already scored in that, please enter a different category. So that shows that you are not allowed to score in the same category twice. So that was 4 6s, so 6, 12, 18, 24. Perfect, as expected. 2, 3, let's keep the last 4 dice. Nice, large straight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this should give us 40 points for category 7 if we score it in category 7. And we see 40 points, large straight. Now for this player, let's keep the final 2 dice. Again, the final 2 dice, 4 and 5. Okay, so I'm going to show you what happens if you score in a category that you do not actually have. So for example, if we try scoring in 3 of a kind for this player, he should score 0 in that specific category. Actually, let's score in full house because we already scored full house and we showed that category. So if we score in category 9, it's going to put a 0 because it's invalid. And we see 0. It scratched it basically. Now we're back to player number 1. Player number 1, we have 6s, 3, 4s. Let's try to get 3s if possible. So let's keep the first 2. 1 and 2. It's a full house. Okay, let's try to keep the 2s actually. So 3, 4, 5. Oh, full house again. What a coincidence. Let's score this in the 2 sections. So that should give us 6 and 6 as expected. Okay. Just to show you that the reroll all dice works, we're gonna reroll all these dice here. Oh, nice. 3 6s. See, every single dice has been rerolled. And let's keep the 6s. So 1, 3, and 4. Ah. This is 3 of a kind. So to show you the 3 of a kind category, 6, it's the sum of all dice. So 6, 12, 18, 22 is what it should be. And 22. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we've already scored a large straight in another player. So this is a large straight, but since a large straight is technically still a valid small straight, let's try scoring in a small straight category. Or actually, let's re-roll. Let's keep dice 3, 4, 5, 6 and re-roll the first one. Okay, so now this is just a small straight, not a large straight. And to test this, if we score in category 8, it should give us 30 points in category 8, which is small straight. 30 points. So small straight, large straight, both have been tested. Player number 1, we're trying to prioritize 5s, 3s, and 1s. So we have 2 5s. Let's keep the first 2 5s. So 1 and 2. Again, 1 and 2. 3 5s. Let's score it into the 5s category. So that should give us 15. 15. I'm just curious as to how much upper section. We have 57. We're almost at 63, which will give us a bonus. An upper section bonus of 35. Okay. Now, player number 2. Let's keep the 5s. 1 and 4. Ooh, possible Yahtzee. 1, 2, 4, and 5. No, but it's 4 of a kind, which we haven't scored yet. So 4 of a kind should be the sum of all the dice. So 24. 11 should give us 24. And 24 as expected. Nice. Okay. Next, player 3. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Which section have we lost? Okay, so we've scored in all the lower sections except for Yahtzee. So let's try to optimize Yahtzee for player 2 and 3. Okay, so we're gonna keep position 2 and position 4. Okay. Keep 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh man! Unlucky. Let's score this in category 1. That'd be 4. Yep. Okay. For this player, we need 3s or 1s. But since he has 3 6s, I'm gonna try to score a possible Yahtzee on player number 1. I know I'm not trying to prioritize this, but like it wouldn't hurt. Again, 1, 2, and 5. Yeah, it's a full house. Let's score in the full house. 25 points. Okay. Player 2. 1 and 4. Keep the 4s. Keep the 4s again. Nah, this is nothing. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just a 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a small straight, which is position A, which gives us 30. 30. 3 5. So let's keep position 1, position 3, position 5. Position 1, position 3, 4, 5. Please make this a Yahtzee. No! So close. Let's score in category 5. Okay. Do we have 20 in category 5? Yes, we do. Okay. This is player 1. So we need to score a high number of 3s or 1s. We see 2 1s here, so let's keep 1 and 4. Let's keep 1, 2, and 4. So this should give us 3 points in the 1s category. So they will give us how much? Give us. I'll do the math after I score it. 1, 1, 1. So that should give us 3. 3. Okay. So we have in this player, number 1, 85 minus 25 in the upper section. 60. So we just need we need 3. Because 63 is upper section. If we score 63, then we get the upper section bonus. So let's roll some 3s next time for this player. Let's remember that, so we can verify the upper section bonus. This is player 2, so we want a Yahtzee. So let's keep dice at position 1 and 5. 1 and 5. Nothing. Let's score this into. Okay, 3 sixes. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, and 4. Nope, no Yahtzee. Unlucky. And we scored it in the sixes, so 6, 12, 18. Perfect. And remember, we need threes. Okay. Nice. Nice. Let's just prioritize the score here. So let's keep dice at position 2 and 5. Keep 2 and 5. Okay, so we got 3, 3, 3, 3. So if we take a look at player 1, which is Mo, we have in the upper section 60. After scoring this, we're gonna get 3, 6, 9, 12 points. So the upper section bonus is gonna be more than 63 right here, more than 63. So it's gonna give us a bonus. So if we score in category 3, we should see the bonus also be applied. So remember, our score was 85. After this, we should score 12. So it'll be 97 plus the upper section bonus. So 97 plus 35, I believe, is the bonus. Yeah, so 97 plus 35 is 132. We see the bonus has been scored because the upper section upper section total score is more than 63. Perfect. Okay. Now all that's left is to get a Yahtzee. So let's hope for a Yahtzee. Okay. Keep the twos. I'm just gonna go pretty fast here. 1, 2, 4. 1, 4, and 5. No, scoring category 1. Okay. Oh, sorry, I was not showing you this, but as you can see on the left side, if you were looking at the video, whenever a player completes their turn, it shows that they completed the turn, and then when all the players complete their turn for that round, it'll say the round is completed. Should have mentioned that. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a large straight. Let's score it in the large straight. Oh, oops, see, invalid action. Score the round into the large straight column. 40. Nice. 4s and 2s. Let's keep the 4s. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Nope. Score this in chance. I'm just gonna keep rolling until I possibly get a Yahtzee. Let's keep 2 and 3. No. 2 and 3 again. Nope. I was hoping for a bonus Yahtzee, but not even a Yahtzee is being scored right now. Nope, unfortunate. Let's keep 2 and 3. Nah, nothing. Let's score this in position 10, which is 0. Nice. Let's keep 3 and 4. 3 and 4 and 5. Nope. Full house though. Probably already scored in it. Yeah, we did. Oh. Nice. We scored in all these categories. 9, 2, and 1 have been scored in. 2, 1, and 9. And 9. Yes, they have all been scored in. So let's just use chance. Okay. Come on, man. I need a Yahtzee. Let's keep the ones. 2 and 5. 2 and 5. No. Okay. Let's keep the 6s. Nope. Unfortunate. But that's 3 of a kind, so let's score in 3 of a kind. Oh, we already scored in 3 of a kind, of course. Let's use chance. We already used chance. Let's use 11, 4 of a kind, which is 0. Okay. I can just show you the tests for the Yahtzee. If it does not show a Yahtzee. So 1, we can get 1, 2. Keep dice 3 and 4. 1, 3, and 4. Oh my god, see, like it's so close for a Yahtzee. 4. 11 of a kind. 4 of a, oh, we already scored in 11, 4 of a kind, but we already scored in that too. Chance. We already scored in chance. 6s. We didn't. Okay, so it should be 6. Nice. Okay. I have 2 rerolls to get 1 6. Let's hope this works. 1, 2, 4, and 5. Please, 1, 2, 4, and 5. Oh my god, this is so unlucky. Scoring in the 6s. No, we already did 4 of a kind, which is 11. Okay, nice. Like, you can't get more unlucky than that. Let's keep the 5s. 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Nope, nothing. 2. So what is this? This player has a large straight and a small straight left. Let's just use one of those categories. Scratch it off. Okay. Let's reroll all the dice for this because like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. These are all different. 1, 1. Let's keep the ones. 3 and 4. Yeah, unlucky. Which dice? Which threes? Okay. Okay. Let's keep the 2s. So that's position 3 and 4. Position 1, 3 and 4. Ah, 4 of a kind again. Let's score in the 3 of a kind because 4 of a kind is technically still 3 of a kind, and we see it's worked. Okay. Let's keep the 6s. That's positions 3 and 4. Again, 3 and 4. Okay, we're unlucky. It's okay. Additional tests. Okay. Next, we roll all the dice. Keep positions 2 and 4. Unlucky, and this is in 5s. Did not score 5s. Okay, we've got one more round after this round to score a Yahtzee. Let's keep the dice at position 4 and 5. Again, how about 1 and 2? Nope, we got a full house though. Here we haven't scored in category 4. Okay. Let's keep the 6s. 2 and 4. Again, 2 and 4. It's like I actually have the worst luck in the game. We gotta scratch the Yahtzee because it's like the last round right now. We got 2 more chances. Oops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice, we got a straight. Let's reroll everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again. Scratch the Yahtzee. And last chance. Let's keep the dice at position 4 and 5. Oh my god. Okay. Well, we could not score a Yahtzee. But see, if we look at the total scores, John is winning. So John is player number 2. He's got the most scores. Even, yeah, because we're going to scratch the Yahtzee. So after I enter this, it should say John is the winner for each terminal. Congratulations, John has won the game with 196 points, as you can see. Great game, everyone. And we see that the game has been completed in the server side. Everyone has quit gracefully. Okay, so now that we finished the game, the 2 categories that we could not score were a Yahtzee and a bonus Yahtzee. So let's go ahead to the test commits and show you where this has been scored. So I have a category computer class, okay, and this determines the score for a specific category that's rolled. So if we go to the Yahtzee area, basically I'm generating here 5 dice objects, all with the same value, which is 6. So this is going to give me 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. And then I'm going to call the category computer class to calculate the score of a Yahtzee category with my dice rolls, which is 5 6s. And then this should be equal to my Yahtzee value. And my Yahtzee value is basically a hard-coded constant of that Yahtzee value is 50. And if we run this test, we see that it succeeds. Okay, so that's my first test for running for calculating a Yahtzee. But then if we go down, I have also tests for calculating for figuring out if a specific dice roll is a valid Yahtzee and if it's an invalid Yahtzee. So here, same thing. I'm making 5 dice objects, all with 6 as their value. So 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Those are my dices. Then I'm going to call a verify valid category, which basically takes a category number and a set of dice rolls, and it checks if the specific dice rolls are indeed valid for the category they want to score in. So in this case, yes, it's valid because 5 6s is a Yahtzee. and it's returned, and we're checking if it's true, and that succeeds. Now, a invalid Yahtzee would be creating 4, so you see the counter goes 4, with 6s, and then the 5th dice is a 1. So the dices should be 6, 6, 6, 1. Basically, when I was demoing the game, I would always get this. I would get 4 of a kind and then another value. So this is not a Yahtzee. So when I'm asserting the same thing as above, except with assert false, it should succeed. If we run this test. Oh no, this is just running all of these 25 tests in here. Okay, so we can tell that it succeeds. So that's it for calculating a valid Yahtzee for this class. Then I have another class called score sheet test. So we have category computer and score sheet test. In score sheet test, I'm going to calculate. I have a test method called test lower sheet. So basically, a player that we have added a bunch of different values. So a large straight, we've added to him 40 points. He got a small straight, full house, to be able to kind of Yahtzee. And we just double check that a Yahtzee actually was scored. So 50 was scored for the Yahtzee. And this also succeeds. So 3 tests. I have a total of 4 tests actually. 3 on the other class and 1 here for calculating if a Yahtzee has been scored. And then we have 3 tests for calculating a bonus Yahtzee. So there's 3 cases for bonus Yahtzees. Basically, one case is when, yes, a bonus Yahtzee has been scored. So test bonus Yahtzee scored. And then the other 2 cases is if a bonus Yahtzee is invalid. So basically, they already scored a Yahtzee. He already scored a Yahtzee for his first Yahtzee, and then he tries to score another Yahtzee. So basically, he tries to score into 13 again, but category 13 again. But he doesn't have a Yahtzee to score in that. So it's gonna. So basically, we're creating 5 dices with the same value, and then we get the score, which should be the Yahtzee score, and then we add that score. So now we have 1 Yahtzee in. Then we check, okay, is the score indeed 50? Because he scored a Yahtzee. 5, 6 is the Yahtzee. Then we change that last dice's value to 5. So now we have 6, 6, 6, 6, and then a 5. This is no longer a Yahtzee. So if we try to get the score and then add that score, it should not be able to add that score because that was an invalid bonus Yahtzee. Therefore, it's going to return false. This method returns false if it's an invalid attempt to score in that specific category. And then after, we just make sure that, okay, that Yahtzee actually was not scored and the score is still 50 from the first Yahtzee that they scored. Then, so that was making sure it's invalid. And I've already, okay, so now the second case where it's invalid is if they already scratched the Yahtzee, so they scored their first, so when they entered into category 13, the first time they tried to score Yahtzee, it was invalid, so they got a value of 0 there. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. Creating 5 dice, changing the last one to 6, so we have 6, 6, 6, 6, 5. That's invalid Yahtzee. We scored that into their score sheet, so now the player's score sheet at the Yahtzee category is 0. And that's true. Then they get an actual Yahtzee, and they try to score a bonus Yahtzee in that category, but it's not going to let them because you can't score a bonus Yahtzee if your original Yahtzee, your first Yahtzee, was scratched. So that's what we're doing here. He's trying to score a Yahtzee again, and it's going to say false because they've scratched their first Yahtzee. And the score for that player should be 0 because the first one was a 0. The second one did not succeed because it was scratched. So therefore, in the end, it should be 0. Now, showing you the actual Yahtzee working and actual bonus Yahtzee working, we got 5 dice, all the same value. We add that, we score it. We got 50. We score another Yahtzee with the same dice, which is basically the same score, 50. And we should see that we should have 150 because the first Yahtzee that they scored gave us 50. The second Yahtzee gave us 100 because it's a bonus Yahtzee, 150. And we just double check and make sure that the current score of the player's worksheet is 150. And I know that there's another section for bonus Yahtzees is figuring out where they want to score their dice rolls, where it's automatically scored into the upper section if it's available. That's all done in part of the server side of the code. So on the server, it actually asks them for an additional input if their category is taken or not. So that's why it's not included in the test, is because it's in the server part of the code. So let's just run this. And we see that all 5 of the tests in this class have succeeded. So that's it for explaining the Yahtzee scoring, because we were not able to get it, unfortunately, and also for scoring the bonus Yahtzee. We've covered all other categories. And yeah, thank you for watching. I know this has been a long video. I appreciate taking the time for watching it, and thank you.